Ajuri, one final question from you.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
A lot of people are still thinking about now is the fact that some of these projections, they are long term. We are talking about 9 months, 24 months, and the rest. What happens in the interim? How close are we to getting what majority of Nigerians, not just government workers, will consider a relief in the transport sector? Because that is where the major issue is. As a car owner, you can't afford to enter into any petrol station now, no matter which part of the country you are, with less than 5,000 naira. So what's the shortcut? How do we move, at least in the interim, before all these long-term reliefs will come?
Well, I think in the context of what we're talking about, I don't think we would call 9 months long-term. This is, I think, by any planning, projection, 0 to 9 months would constitute short-term as part of a long-term strategy. But what I would say is that we are not in the business, and I've said this to various audiences in recent days. We're not in the business of making false promises. We will only tell Nigerians what we know we can do. I think part of the reason why Nigerians have hold so much skepticism toward government is that they've been told that they will receive things that they don't end up receiving. So we want to stay on the path of truth. We want to tell people what we can do within the legitimate realities and financial constraints that we currently have, and to bring that amelioration of suffering in the country. But what I will say is this to your question. We have already put together the financial package for the transportation companies to access in immediate effect. This should, in turn, lead to a very quick, at least, reduction in the cost of transportation, at least in the mass transit systems across the country. That is something we can do immediately. The president has already put in place, signed 4 executive orders that have suspended taxes that would have already hit companies such as mass transit companies and many others across the country that will no longer be in effect as a result of the suspension caused by his executive order, which he signed, meaning that these transport companies and many others are having more expendable internal revenues that they can now use to create a buffer for users of those mass transit systems. That's in the immediate term, not in 9 months. So yes, we do the one we can do today, but we also are realistic with our people to say, look, there's no such thing as snapping your fingers and having buildings built in 24 hours. It doesn't happen like that anywhere. We tell people what we can do, but the one we say we can do and the timeline at which we say we will do it, we must abide by that, and we must fulfill that promise to Nigerians. And that is the commitment that we are making under the leadership and administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay, Ajuri will be on our current affairs show, Politics Tonight, on Wednesday by 8 p.m. So you can catch up with Ajuri for 1 full hour on Wednesday by 8 p.m. on Wednesday, just this Wednesday. I want to thank you for your time, Ajuri. Thank you for your intervention.
Thank you for your intervention. Thank you for having me. God bless all of you.
Amen. Ajuri? Yes. Done and dusted, and I wish that we just get there, that we wake up tomorrow morning, we are able to, I can change my small SUV to compressed natural gas, and it will cost me less.
I think the point is this: when the world was moving from the stick to that's the manual to auto drive, it seemed it was going to take us ages. But when people saw that even those vehicles were no longer available, we moved.
Straight.
We moved. Because if you ask me, like you said, it may look like it's going to cost us a fortune. But if I sit down and I think of what I'm going to save, I'll be willing to dispose of my vehicles now.
What am I doing?
And maybe buy one that is
CNG-Fired.
CNG-Fired, and move on with my life. And also, the government can help very quickly too by ensuring that our mechanics, the local ones, they are trained in doing all of these things.
They have to be involved in this conversation.
In this conversation, you can't afford to leave them behind because not everybody can go and queue at these places where they do this conversion when there is a problem.
All right, Dr. Olagbo, thank you for your intervention. Thanks. I want to thank Ajuri Ngelale, the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, for his own intervention, and the Master himself, Babajide